This co-meet event is sizzling, boys. It's Jose Waldo taking on Marlon Chito Vera. Chito Vera smashed Sugar Sean in that last fight and essentially took his spot in line. It's crazy. We could potentially be seeing Sugar Sean versus Jose Aldo right now. Had that fight against Chito Vera gone a little differently, but Chito Vera really getting an amazing opportunity in this co-meet slot against a longtime former champ and still legend like Jose Aldo. The odds makers have Jose as a minus 145 favorite to the slight dog Chito Vera. Looks like the community leans Aldo as well, with majority going by decision. So, what do you like about both these guys' skill sets, and who are you going with in this co-meet bantamweight bash?
Yeah, both these guys, Aldo, no need introduction or anything to be said. He is a legend, easily one of the best in the world of all time. But I feel, his time could be coming to an end, but man, I just don't think it's yet. I gotta go with Aldo. I think, Chito Vera is gonna get hit so hard, he's gonna go, "Where's Waldo?" and then get the KO and go to sleep. What Sugar Sean should have done, but Chito's been showing that he is no joke. He's the real deal. But I just this is a true levels test, and for his big opportunity to tap into the top 10, I don't know if he's ready for a monster like Jose Waldo. We saw him go versus Marlon Moraes, who he looked phenomenal. He got the loss, but the fans knew that he won that fight, I would say. But an L is an L. I think he's due for a W, and I could see him getting a W and retiring. If he gets a loss, I could see Dana firing him. So I'm really pushing that he's going to get this W to keep his job or retire on a W and get the job done.
Yeah, it's super interesting because he's lost three straight. But you mentioned that fight against Marlon Moraes. That fight was super close. A lot of people, myself included, thought that Jose did enough to win that fight. But if he loses this fight to Chito Vera, that makes it four in a row. And you wondered what the company would do with a legend like Jose Waldo. But we'd have to see what happens there. It's also interesting when you look at Marlon Vera's recent record is that he's won 6 of 7, and that one loss was against Song Yadong in a fight that, much like Jose Aldo versus Marlon Moraes, a lot of people thought that Marlon Vera did enough to beat Song Yadong, who we've mentioned on Meatboy before is probably the best recipient of lucky judging probably in the UFC. So I thought Chito did
Absolutely.
enough to win that fight, and had the judges gave him that nod, he'd be on a 7-fight win streak. So are you not at all worried, as someone who's a little bullish on Jose on this one? Are you not at all worried about Chito's recent performances of late? And where do you think Jose is going to have a distinct advantage? What aspect of the game do you see Jose getting this done with?
Yeah, they both have the same reach, so there's not going to be a reach advantage. And I just think Jose Aldo, he's got that. He's just got so much knowledge and experience, and he's just so darn good all around. From the ground to the stand up, I think it's either going to be a pretty darn even match, just because Jose's so he's been doing this for so long, but he is still pretty young. He's 34 years young. I think he's got the more experience, grizzled vet, and I think he's going to get it done on the feet, on the ground, wherever it goes.
Fair enough. I'm going to go with Chito Vera in this one. We're kind of split top to bottom on this one, but I think Chito finds a way to get it done. I want this thing to hit the mat because I want to see how Chito's black belt stacks up against the BJJ of Jose Aldo, because I almost think that Chito might have the advantage on the ground. And so I'm going to be scoping those submission numbers, but ultimately I think Chito's going to get this one done by decision. So it's the co-meet. He's got Junior Jose. I got Chito Vera. We'll see what happens. Check out the meat event.